everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a full face using products that I've had in my collection but I've never used on camera before. And I know, right? It's hard to imagine that I have a full face of makeup that I've never even talked about on camera, but I do. So I have everything from A to Z, and I'm going to walk you through how to do this look using some products that I've loved, some products that I've had, and I want to finally talk to you guys about it. I think that everything that I use today is awesome and it deserves some recognition. So that's what we're doing. I hope that you all enjoy. So let's go ahead and get into it, and I'm going to walk you through how I do my full face. So let's go ahead and start off our makeup, and to start I'm going to fill in my brows using the NYX Professional Makeup Fill and Fluff Eyebrow Pomade Pencil. Thank you so much to NYX Cosmetics for collaborating with me on this video, because I have truly enjoyed using this pencil for about a year or so since I've had it in my collection. This is an eyebrow pencil that I reach for quite regularly when I want to do my eyebrows fast, because this allows me to get a precise application but apply it very quickly to get really nice fluffy boy brows, and that's what I love my eyebrows to look like. And the other thing that I really like about this pencil is that it has the paddle brush, so it allows you to really disperse that product and work it into the brow hair. So I just like to brush my brow hairs up first, and then I go in on the other side with the actual products and I fill it in, and it just really gives me a nice full brow rather quickly. The formulation of this brow pencil is really nice and smooth, and it's also waxy, so it doesn't look inauthentic. It looks very much so like your brow hairs, and it creates the illusion of really nice thick brows, which I already have really nice full brows, but I do like to fill them in to give them the complete opacity that I think they deserve, and I'm always here for the boy brow look. The teardrop shape of this pencil allows me to fill in the brow hairs to where it looks very natural, and I can easily create the illusion that it's actually hairs because of the shape of this pencil. They have a good amount of colors of this as well. They even have clear, which is good if you have super full brows but you just want to have a little bit more definition. The formulation of this pencil is going to allow you to do that and give you a little bit more structure to the brows. And I think it's a great alternative to higher priced brow pencils if you're wanting something to create the illusion of thicker brows but you don't want to break the bank. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my other brow. Okay, now that I have that applied, now I want to apply my foundation, and this one is the Range Beauty Foundation, and Glam Girl Chelsea definitely has been a huge advocate for them, and we had them on our show Behind the Beauty, so I always knew I wanted to try this foundation, but it's always sold out. So I finally got my hands on it, and I have the shade Baked, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over the face. So I'm starting off with 3 pumps. Ooh, and blending this out. I'm so excited to finally be trying this on camera for you guys. I've had it in my collection for about 2 months now, and I've had all the intentions on doing a video using it, but we know how that goes. That's why we're doing this today. This is a really nice blendable dewy foundation. It's giving a good amount of coverage. I think the shade is a good match, so I'm here for it. That looks really nice and pretty and dewy. I'm here for it. So now I do want to go ahead and apply some concealer, because this concealer is one that I have used before on my channel one time, but I have a new shade of the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I have the shade 7, where previously I had the shade 8, which was my exact skin tone match. So I went up 2 shades to get 7, which is a much better match. So I'm just going to apply this and lift up that under eye, put a little bit on my chin, put a little bit right there, and I'm going to put the majority of the products right underneath my eye area to get a little bit of a lift and blend that out. So now I'm going to set my under eye using the Givenchy Prism Libre powder in the shade number 5, Satin Blanc. And I know I've had this in my collection for at least 3 or 4 years, and I've never showed this on camera. The cool thing about this powder is that it's 4 different shades of powder in one container. So you can kind of maneuver around certain shades to mix them together to get different effects. So I always leave my sticker on there, because if you leave your sticker on there, then you can replace it and you can sort of use whatever shade powder you want at the moment. I typically prefer to use these top 2 together, or these 2, and kind of leave out that whitish shade, but what the heck, today let's just mix them all together. So I'm just going to dump some in the back of my dish here, just like so. You all know how I like to roll. I like to set my concealer using my sponge. So I'm just going to make sure that it is fully blended out and dip right on in there and set just like that. This is such a nice, smooth powder. And I love how you can mix and match the shades in there to get different effects. And I just overall love how it brightens me up, number 5 that is, because they have different shades, and how it sets that under eye. So it's one of the powders that I will reach for occasionally. But whenever I do, I'm always like, why don't I reach for this more? Furthermore, why don't I talk about this online? Boom. Next, I'm going to set all over using the Shiseido Synchro Skin powder. And I know I've had this for at least 6 to 8 months now. And I have it in the shade 310 Silk, and it is definitely silk. Silk, I say. So I'm going to take a large powder brush by EIG Show and pick this up and carefully set all over my face. This powder is so finely milled. It is so smooth and silky. I absolutely love it. Like, do you all see the smoothness that this powder offered just right there? I mean, over here, it's doing its thing, but over here, it looks like silk. It's just a really nice, lightweight, all over setting powder, and that's what I really love about it. And that is what I love about Shiseido products in general. So I'm going to come back to the rest of my complexion and start on my eyes. And for that, I'm going to use a Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate palette, which I know you all have been dying for me to use on my channel. This one is the palette Moss Agate, and this one has the brownish, bluish type tones. So I need to have something else in addition to that for my eyes, because that in and of itself is just not enough for me. So in addition, I'm going to be taking the Viseart Warm Neutrals eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here and a blending brush and apply that right above my crease as my transition shade. So back and forth, and begin creating the structure for my eye look. I'm going to add a little bit more depth and take a darker brown and add that directly in the crease. So back and forth. And this is a product that you all have seen on my channel a few times. So this is no stranger here. So I have my eye look somewhat started, and I took a little bit of that brown and popped it on the outer corner as well. So now let's get into Moss Agate. I'm going to start out by taking this bronzy type shade. I believe it is a bronzer, and this is going to give us a nice brown shade as well. That blended out like silk. I'm not mad. I'm going to take a flat shader brush and a little bit of this highlighter shade and pop that right underneath my brow. And I'm going to take this satiny taupe shade and pop that on the lid as well and blend it over towards the inner portion of the lid. Now I'm going to dip into this really light color right here. Pop that on the inner corner just to brighten it up just a bit. These eyeshadows are super smooth. They apply beautifully as per expected. I'm going to take some of this and pop it on the lower inner corner as well. Now I'm going to take this really pretty hunter green shade, and I'm going to take that all across the lower lash line. Carefully apply. Oh, it just glides on with such precision and ease. So you all have been asking me about the Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara quite a bit, and I ordered this right when it came out, but my shipping was delayed, so I never got a chance to do a video on it. So we're doing it today. So let's go ahead and apply this baby. I like that it's a really nice volumizing mascara, super black. It's giving me a nice little lash there. I like my lashes to have a little bit of clump from time to time. I do wish that this mascara had a little bit of a tighter suction at the base of the actual tube to take away a little bit of the product on the wand. But aside from that, I do enjoy the lengthening and volumizing effect that the mascara gives. Eyes are looking real seductive. So now let's go back to our face, and I'm gonna take the Gucci bronzers and bronze up my face. I have two shades. I have the shade 3 and the shade 4. I'm thinking I want to go into the shade 3 for this look and dip directly into the bronzer, and it's a nice rich caramel bronzer. Love it. Blends out so beautifully. So if I wanted to be a little bit more theatrical, I could take 4. I would just take that right there. Just a little bit, because 3 already is really nice and bronze. So 4 is going to be like bronze. For a highlight, I'm going to go back into Moss Agate and take the actual highlighter side of this. Highlight the top of my cheekbones. For blush, I have a cream blush by Kelsee. This one is the Color and Light Cream Blush in the shade Velvet Melon High Intensity. So I'm going to take just a little bit of the melon shade, just a touch, and gently apply this on the balls of my cheeks and then blend it back. You all are the ones who prompted me to buy this back like in April, and I've had it in my drawer. I've used it once, and I'm like, let me follow up with you all, because so many of you all recommended this product to me, and it is indeed beautiful. So we have to put on some gloss. This one is a Tom Ford gloss in the shade Fantôme, and I don't think I've ever used Tom Ford glosses, period, on camera. And really it's because when they first were released, I was slightly upset because they had discontinued some of my favorite shades. And I was like, why? But I got over it and I bought some more. So this one is very beautiful. I love this shade, especially heading into fall. To finish off the look, I'm going to use a setting spray by Charlotte Tilbury. This one is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It says, party all night, stay all day. And here's my finished look using products that I've had in my collection, but I'm just not using on camera for the first time. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I enjoyed using these products for you all finally, because these are products that I love. I've had them for a while. A few of them you all have been asking me for, and I definitely wanted to share my thoughts on as many of these things as I could in this video. So if you have any more questions about anything that I used, definitely ask me down in the comment section. And thank you again to NYX Cosmetics for partnering with me for this video. I love the way my brows turned out. I think that they are just so fun and so fierce. So I will have a link for you all to shop the Fill and Fluff Eyebrow Pomade Pencil down in the description box as well. And I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super, super soon. Smooches.